everybody, my name's Paul Tace. In this video we're going to be doing the free giveaway and a review of the SG907 Pro. So let's get started. Okay guys, so this is the SG907 Pro. Now I came across this when somebody asked me in one of my comments about this drone. So I had a quick look at it and I googled it and I found out some specifications. And I thought it was worth taking a look. A drone like this that is less than £100, how does this fit into the market and is it a good drone? So what I did was I got in contact with banggood.com and I asked them to send me one for free. And very kindly they obliged and they've sent me through one to review and also to give away. So it's a big thanks to banggood.com. Okay guys, so even though I'm associated with banggood.com, I still want to give an honest review and let you know exactly what I think of this drone. So when I'm reviewing it, I'm going to be as factual as possible. Now the first thing I want to say is the package that I got were 2 batteries with the drone, and this was supposed to be £94. I'll drop a link in the description down below. Now when the drone arrived, it came in a box with lots of polystyrene, so it's not really a case you can carry around, but I do believe you can buy separate cases for the drone. Now when I actually looked at the drone for the first time, I actually really like the design. It looks really cool. I like the fact it's got my colours, and it's got some cool little arrows on top, and it just generally looks like a nice drone. Now another thing that I can point out is that when you open it opens up and these come out sideways, and when you close it, they go back into a nice little spot here, so it's actually quite well protected when you're carrying it around. Now I've also launched a new merchandise shop with some hoodies in, and this actually fits quite nicely in the hoodie pocket. Now another thing to mention about this drone is it is less than 250 grams, which means we can fly it near people. So something that's important to mention about this drone is it's got a 2-axis gimbal, which means it can rotate around the spot and also up and down, but it cannot go side to side. I hope this helps you visualize. Okay. Now the reason that this one particularly stood out to me is because it does have stabilization. Now it's advertised as 4K, but the stabilization only works at 1080. So what I've done is I took some test footage to shoot at 1080p. And as you can see here, I'm getting a few waves coming through the footage, and this happened every time I flew the drone. So this is just something to be aware of. Also when I was shooting I couldn't find a way to adjust any of the settings, so basically you can fly in automatic at 25 frames per second. So I also decided to take a few pictures with the drone, so the drone takes JPEG photos, and this is the result. Now something I do want to mention about the pictures is that with every picture I took I did get a slight purple vignetting around the edges. It's not too noticeable, but it's just something again worth pointing out. So I couldn't find any controls to adjust the exposure, so I'm just going to assume that it's only automatic features, which could be a bit difficult if you're shooting towards the sky. Now when we look at the wind, there was very little wind resistance with this drone, particularly if there was no GPS. I found even in the lightest breeze, when there wasn't actually much wind around, that it would still get taken by the wind a bit, so that's also something to bear in mind. Now unlike its predecessor, this drone actually shoots straight to SD card, which goes in the side here. Now this did actually poke out the side of the drone a bit, which I thought was a bit odd, but if anything were to happen or if you were to crash, the propellers and the sides would hit the ground first, so your SD card should be well protected. Now when you charge the battery, you actually plug the cable straight into the battery, and for this you use the micro USB cable. Now with the drone you don't actually get the adapter to get from the mains to the cable, but I'm pretty sure by now everybody's going to have their own cable that they use to charge their smartphones. Now something I need to mention about this drone is I did have trouble connecting to the satellites. Obviously if we want to be using GPS we're going to need to connect to satellites for this, and in the 4 flights I did I could only connect to the satellites twice. If I didn't connect to a satellite it was very difficult to control the drone. It would kind of slide out a bit more and it wouldn't hold its position very well in the sky. So I wouldn't recommend flying this drone at all without using the GPS satellites. But what I will say is that when I could get the connection, the drone flew as it should. Now there's a few features on this drone which can be pretty cool. It does have its own form of active track, and it can also follow the remote. So as you can see from this video here, I've got the drone following the remote, and as you can see it's doing quite a good job as I'm walking towards it, and it's doing well as I'm walking side to side. However, when I start moving away from the drone, it's when it starts to lose me. So that's where I'm going to leave it for the drone itself. Now I want to have a quick look at the remote. And one of the interesting things about the remote is it doesn't actually connect to your phone by a cable, it connects to it by Wi-Fi. So all you do is you just go out to your app, you go to your settings, and it's really easy just to connect your Wi-Fi from your phone to the drone. So once you've done this, your phone is now connected to your drone, and you're going to be able to see whatever the drone sees. Now, something I really liked about the remote is it's got an LED screen, and as long as you're connected to the GPS, it will tell you sort of what height you're going and how far away the drone is. It also tells you the pressure you're putting on the joysticks, which is really cool, and it's going to tell you the battery life of the drone and also the battery life of the remote whilst you're flying. Now, the phone just fits on the top by folding up the grips, and then from underneath the grips you can flip out the antennas, and then on the back they've got a way to control the gimbal. Now, once taken off, you can also control the gimbal by sliding up and down the slider on the screen here. It's really easy to take pictures. You can just click on the photo icon and it will take a picture for you. And then below that, if you want to take video, you just press the video icon and it will start recording. Now, underneath that, we can bring out controls so we can fly directly from our phone and not have to use the remote to fly it. Now, the icon underneath that is to take off. And then the very bottom one is the important one. This is going to be the lock. So whilst this is locked, the blades won't spin, so we can press the lock icon, which will make the blades rotate, and then we can take off. Now, something I will say, it does say to put this on the ground and stand back 3 meters. I was trying to do it from my hand, and it did make me jump when the rotor started really quickly. So that's just something to be aware of, particularly if anybody younger or any children are flying the drone. Okay guys, to sum up this video, let's look at the pros and the cons. I'm going to start off with the pros, and the biggest one being the price. This drone is less than £100. It makes it very accessible for beginner pilots, and it also comes with 2 batteries, so that's something to bear in mind. Another pro is that the pictures are fairly good. I say we do get that purple vignetting, but they generally were well exposed with a few exceptions. Another pro with this drone is that it connects by Wi-Fi from your phone to the drone, which means you can actually charge your phone whilst flying. And I also really liked the remote. It had an LED screen with a lot of information that was really useful. I'd also forgot to mention that the remote control, you could also change the speeds, have a return to home, and land and take off the drone with it. So that's also a good point about this drone. And now another good thing about this drone is that it does have some cool features like the follow me. Now if we look at the downsides, the biggest one for me would be the video. Even the stabilized video, shooting at 1080p, the quality just wasn't what I would hope for, and there are waves in the video when I was shooting. The second thing I would say is the reliability. I couldn't get GPS satellites for 2 of the 4 flights. This just makes it difficult to control, and it's a bit more of a stressful flight. Okay guys, so as I said at the beginning, I'm going to be doing a giveaway of this drone. So if you'd like to win the drone, you just need to do 3 things. The first thing is to like the video. The second thing is to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Leave the place you'd most like to fly the drone. Now the third thing to do is to share this video. The reason behind this is because a lot of people watching this video are probably already going to have their own drones, and this is very much a beginner's drone. So it would be really great if you could share this video with somebody who wants to get into droning, or somebody who doesn't already have one. So if you could just share this video with anybody that you think would find it useful, that would be really great. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. I just want to mention I have just launched a new merch shop where you can buy some t-shirts and some hoodies with the drone theme. So have a look at it, let me know what you think. If you've got any ideas or any feedback, let me know in the comment section down below. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have, hitting that like button is a huge help to me as a creator, and I hope to see you in the next one.